Rex was the worst bully at Hilltop Elementary. He loved giving wedgies, especially to the little kids. Stuffing kids in lockers was another favorite trick. And don't even get me started on what he did with a roll of duct tape. Rex was 10 years old and in the 4th grade. He was big for his age, which made it easy to push other kids around. Nobody dared to stand up to him. The teachers were always sending him to the principal's office, but Rex didn't care. He actually kind of liked getting in trouble. Rex's parents were called in for meetings with the principal, the school counselor, and even the school psychologist. They tried everything they could think of to get Rex to change his ways. They took away his video games, his phone, and his allowance. They even made him write apology letters to all the kids he had bullied. But nothing seemed to work. Rex just kept on bullying. He was a lost cause. At least that's what everybody thought. When school let out for the summer, Rex's parents decided to send him away. They figured a few weeks at summer camp might do him some good. They found a place called Camp Fungus, which sounded perfect. Camp Fungus was located deep in the woods, far away from civilization. There were no phones, no video games, and no TV. It was the perfect place for Rex to learn some manners. Rex wasn't thrilled about going to Camp Fungus. He wanted to spend his summer playing video games and hanging out with his equally rotten friends. The bus ride to Camp Fungus was long and bumpy. Rex spent most of the trip trying to shove other kids out the window. He was not happy about being stuck in the middle of nowhere. As they got deeper into the woods, Rex noticed something strange. He saw a deer standing in the middle of the road, but as the bus got closer, the deer started to change. Its antlers grew longer and longer. Its body stretched and morphed. And then, right before Rex's eyes, the deer transformed into a big yellow school bus. Rex rubbed his eyes and looked again, but the deer bus was still there. What was going on? Was this some kind of joke? Rex didn't like it one bit. Section 5. A Cabin in the Woods. When they finally arrived at Camp Fungus, Rex was surprised to see that it wasn't as bad as he thought it would be. The cabins were actually kind of cool. They were made of logs and had big stone fireplaces. Rex was assigned to a cabin with 3 other boys. There was Kevin, a scrawny kid with glasses. There was Darnell, who seemed to be afraid of his own shadow. And there was Billy, who was so big he could barely fit through the cabin door. Rex figured he could easily push these guys around, but to his surprise, they were actually pretty cool. They played cards, told jokes, and didn't seem to mind that Rex was a bully. Section 6. Something doesn't feel right. The first morning at Camp Fungus, Rex woke up to the smell of bacon and pancakes. He looked out the window and saw that breakfast was being served outside. There was a long picnic table set up in front of the main lodge. All the campers and counselors were gathered around laughing and talking. Rex joined the group and piled his plate high with food. As he was stuffing his face, he heard a strange noise coming from the woods. It sounded like a cross between a roar and a growl. "What was that?" Rex asked nervously. "Oh, don't worry about that," said a girl with bright pink hair sitting across from him. "That's just the transportation arriving." Rex frowned. Transportation? Section 7. Animals on Parade. Just then, a tiger came charging out of the woods. It was huge, with sharp teeth and claws. Rex nearly jumped out of his skin, but before he could run away, the tiger did something even more unbelievable. It started to change shape. Its stripes seemed to melt away. Its body stretched and contorted, and in a matter of seconds, the tiger had transformed into a sleek black police car. Rex's jaw dropped. He couldn't believe his eyes. What was this crazy place? Before he could even process what he had just seen, a lion emerged from the trees. This one transformed into a police helicopter, its mane becoming spinning rotor blades. Then came a cheetah, morphing into a police motorcycle with lightning speed. The other campers didn't seem fazed at all. They just casually strolled up to the transformed vehicles and hopped in. Section 8. A Change of Heart. For the first time in his life, Rex felt a flicker of fear. This place was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The bullies he knew back home were nothing compared to these shape-shifting beasts. What else was he in for at Camp Fungus? Over the next few days, Rex witnessed all sorts of crazy things. He saw a bear turn into a canoe, a flock of geese become a hang glider, and a swarm of bees transform into a golf cart. It was like something out of a dream or a nightmare. Despite his initial fear, Rex found himself slowly starting to enjoy Camp Fungus. He was actually having fun with his cabin mates. They went hiking, swimming, and even participated in the camp talent show. Rex discovered a hidden talent for juggling pine cones. Section 9. A New Rex. By the end of the summer, Rex was a changed kid. He wasn't the same bully who had stepped off the bus a few weeks earlier. He had learned that it was actually more fun to be nice to people than it was to be mean. He had made real friends for the first time in his life. And he had discovered that even the most unlikely of places could hold unexpected surprises. When it was time to go home, Rex was actually a little bit sad to leave Camp Fungus. He had grown to love the weirdness and wonder of the place. He wasn't sure what the future held, but he knew one thing for sure. He didn't want to be a bully anymore. As the bus pulled away from camp, Rex took one last look at the magical place that had changed his life. He knew he would never forget his summer at Camp Fungus. And he had a feeling that Camp Fungus wouldn't forget him either.